Hi Flosstube, welcome to my channel. My name is Ingeborg, my channel is A Stitch Too Far, and this is the channel where I talk about my cross-stitching progress. If you're new to this channel, welcome. I'm glad you joined me. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're a returning subscriber, thanks very much. I totally appreciate all my subscribers and everyone who views and comments on my videos. This community is amazing. I've said it before. It is so much fun to be able to interact with every one of you. It's been 2 weeks since my last video and I have some stuff to share. And first of all, I thank you to Adele, hi Adele, for hooking me up with a microphone. I had some comments in the past about not being clear enough or loud enough, and I hope this will help fix that problem. Let me know if you think it sounds weird, or I don't know if there's any other problems with it. So since last week we've had our elections. Not gonna say too much about them, but they were not as bad as I thought they might turn out. Let's put it like that, and let's leave it there. So thanks to all of you who commented about that on my previous video. I know we have a bit of an unusual system, although some of you have shared that even more crazy numbers than 28 parties, so that was good to hear. What else? Oh yeah, and thanks for everyone for letting me know that they appreciated the fabric thing with the DMC colors. I hope that was helpful, and it appears that it has been for some of you, so yay for that. Yeah, I'm looking at my notes to see if I missed anything, but that's what I wanted to say, I think. I'm sure I forgot something that I will remember when I turn off the camera, but hey. So I worked on 4 projects in the last 2 weeks, and I left off starting with Mother Maya. And this time I was so prepared that I actually got out the patterns for you to remind you of what it's gonna look like. I didn't take them out of the plastic, but hey. So Mother Maya is the one I started working on after my last video, and I got quite a bit done. I worked on it, I think, for 3 days, not sure, but here's where I'm at the moment. And last time you saw it, I had done up to here, so I added all this border pattern and started working on another pattern and added the little ones. This is actually the other side, so this is the full width of the design, and it was, as usual, a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it and didn't have to frog anything. I was worried about maybe having to frog some of the border, but yeah, because of the triangles it's rather easy to count out, so that was fun. And nothing much to say about it, just that I'm enjoying it still, and I love the floss by Carrie's creation. It's pretty easy to work with, and the fabric by Picture This Plus is just beautiful. No complaints there. So then I moved on to Death by Cross Stitch, and I don't have that one, but everybody knows, I think, what it looks like. If not, check out Long Dog Samplers. And here's where I got to. And I think the last time I finished up this bird pattern, so I went down a bit with the border and I made this pattern, finished this pattern. That was really nice to work on, actually. really enjoyed that. And I'm debating what I will do next time I pick this up. I might go back over here because there's a big sort of pattern going to be over here, or I'm not sure yet. Will depend on how my mood is. But yeah, really enjoyed that. And then I picked up Perennial Border, which I started in the previous video, and I think I might have to sneeze in a moment. I used to have really big problems with hay fever, and for me it would start around February, because I'm not allergic to the grass pollen, but to some of the tree pollen. But after I turned 40, somehow it seems to diminish, and at the moment I hardly have any problems with it, so yay for that. Something to look forward to when turning 40. But I still get a sniffle now and then, but not as much as I used to. Anyway, sorry, rabbit trail. Perennial Border. This is the pattern by the drawn thread. Try and show you up close a bit. So last time I showed you I had the middle white bit done, and I had to do the outer white border bit here. And I put it down because I had to frog it 4 times then, and I just didn't get the positioning right. So I managed to, well, I thought I did it, and it looks like I did it. So let me show you where I'm at. So it was this border that I was struggling with, and in the end what I had to do, actually, there is in the pattern there's a pattern for the whole design, and there are separate patterns for the specialty stitches, and one also for this border. And I was working from that second pattern for the border, so not the main pattern but the second one. And I don't know why, but I just couldn't get it right, because when I picked it up and I started to what I thought was the right placement, it was off again. So in the end, after frogging 5 times, I just went back to the main pattern page and worked from there, and then I managed to do it. Although in the end, when I started this border, I found that I was off in some parts. I don't know how that happened, because in the end it all met up, so not sure where I went wrong, but hey, it doesn't look wrong, and I'm going to say it's right. It's my own unique design. But yeah, if I can give you any recommendation, because there's a few people I know are starting this or working on this. If you're starting this border, please check out how you're going to do it, if you're going to work from the main pattern or not. Because for me that was the best way, although in the end the eyelets on the main pattern, those in the corners, are in a different position from the ones in the border design. So it's just weirdness all around, I guess. So mine are in a different place than you would expect from the border design. But yeah, anyway. So after I finally did that border, I started working on all the flower names. And those were pretty easy to stitch up. Once I made sure I was starting in the correct spots, then there was no problem. And after that I decided, well, am I going to work on the outer part or not? Because I only had a little bit of time left in the schedule. But I thought, oh, well, just pick it up and see how it looks. And when I stitched this bit first, the hydrangea, oh my god, that looks so beautiful. And then I had to do the irises too, just because I was so in love with it. And for the irises, where there's the purple showing, that's actually not in the color in the pattern. The color in the pattern is a DMC which is almost identical to the fabric color, so I picked the purple color instead. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. So actually this is quite an easy stitch. Well, not easy, fast I should say, because this was only a few days work, like 5 days work to get to this point, and all I have to do is finish the border and I'm done. So maybe 2 more rotations and this will be finished, which is a lot quicker than I thought it would be. But yeah, having a lot of fun with this. And the last thing I picked up was, of course, the beach. Here it is in what it's supposed to be looking like in the end. Gosh, I wish I was on that beach right now. Anyway, here it is. And let me just show you. I didn't get as far as I was expecting. And I'll explain why after this. So this is the whole corner of it, and I worked on this diagonal, and I got to about halfway. So yeah, as you can see, don't know if you can tell. Ooh, can I do this? Yes. So this sky here is this bit here. So I'm definitely halfway point there. And I have decided what I'm going to do. I am going to try and finish the diagonal next time, and after that I'm going to work this way. And I'm going to try and figure out if I can, for instance, to make it not too, because my main thing is that I was scared that there would somehow be a line showing up in my end results. So to avoid that, what I think I'm going to do is I can work the sky up here along the edge of the tree, and that way if there's a line it will be along the edge of the tree, and I wouldn't mind that. So I'm going to try and do that. But since this took me 1 rotation just to do half a diagonal, it will probably take me another rotation just to finish this diagonal, and then in the next rotation after that I will start doing what I was talking about. And so I also mentioned I might have a new start, and I did, which was this. Survivors by Ori TM. And sorry, itchy nose. And I did start it, but I also finished it, so I'll show you in a bit, because I have some fully finishes. And oh yeah, last Friday, when I was working on Takapuna Beach and I was getting a bit sick of the confetti, I put it down and I thought, well, maybe I can start something else. So I started another small project, and let me get it out. So this is the pattern. This is one of the patterns I picked up at the craft fair in, when was it? Beginning of March, February, not sure. This is from a Dutch designer. In Dutch this says "seize the day", and it's just a small 70 by 100. And I'm working on that linen that I showed last time, the Nepal Zweigart linen, Nepal, whatever. And I picked a DMC color for it. I was thinking I might do a variegated, but in the end I thought that might be too busy, so I stuck with DMC 498. Yeah, 498. And this is how far I got. and it's looking quite pink in my screen, but it is like a really nice, slightly pinkish red. So as you can see, I did the bottom row of the design. And when I was stitching, I noticed something that I'm going to have to fiddle with, because I don't know if you can tell, but the design has these symmetrical figures, and it's also in the side, but here you see it cuts off weirdly. So I like it to be like over here. So I need to add 2 more rows. So I need to shift everything inside. I think up 1 row, but I need to check, make sure, because that thing will bug me, I think. Anyway, yeah. So that's my new start. I'm not sure if I'm going to be working a lot on this, because as I was stitching this, I thought that might actually be a good thing to take with me if for Easter, when I visit my family, because I don't have to use my magnifier for this. I can stitch on this because it's 32 count. I don't need my magnifier. Although I do use it. I use it for everything because it's just so much clearer. But anyway, for all the other projects are on 40 count or are way big and not easy to take with me. So I might just stick this in my bag and take it with me and stitch on it if I feel like it. So there's that. Now I'm going to take a sip of my coffee because of course I have coffee. Yeah, I have 3 fully finishes because I went shopping, I think last weekend, something like that, for frames, and because my finished pile was stacking up, and I've been trying to look for a frame for the patient stitcher piece that I finished quite a while ago actually. And it's really hard to find a good square frame, so I might end up going to a framer and getting a custom frame for that. Not sure. I'm still looking around. Anyway, I did find some smaller frames for the smalls that I finished the past months. And I already framed them. This is my Handanger from Amanda. I know sometimes it's hard to get out the creases, but yeah, I like it. I use the black background just to make the hole stand out a bit more. Yeah, I'm really pleased with that. And I found a nice, a sort of classical frame for home of a needleworker. And that turned out pretty nicely. It's maybe slightly off, but yeah, I'm really pleased with it. And I found a perfect frame for my survivor because of course I finished that piece. So, and as you can see, I stitched it on linen, and I first tried it in a smaller frame that I had, and somehow I can't get these creases out. That's actually the outline of the smaller frame. I think I handled it a bit rough, but yeah, it's a survivor piece, so I don't mind it if it looks a bit off. It's also not exactly straight, so if you have OCD, I apologize. But since it is a survivor piece, I just thought I don't mind that it's a bit crooked and a bit rumpled up. Yeah, so those are displayed, and I'm really pleased with how that turned out for those pieces. And then all I have left to talk about is a little bit of haul. And let's start with, I have been looking for this for quite a long time. A lot of you have shown it on your videos. It is a thread organizer that you can pick up at Joann's for rather cheap, but over here in Europe it is hard to come by. And I've had it on my alert list with Casa Sanina since I think November, and it was always out of stock. And then I got a message to say that it was in stock. So I immediately ordered it because there was only I think 3 or 4 items in stock, and I thought I need to get that and make sure I get it, because I had been looking on eBay and Amazon, but with shipping it would have been a ridiculous price. So Casa Sanina was the best deal for me. Anyway, I got my thread organizer by Creative Options thread organizer. It's double-sided and it's supposed to fit the entire DMC range. I don't have it completely full yet, as you may see, but it's getting close. I do like it. I've been working for it for a week now, I think. And I do like it. When I first got it, I was a bit worried about the size of the squares where you put in the... let me see. So these are quite narrow, but it does fit the bobbin, and the bobbin does stick out, as you can see. It doesn't fit quite all the way, but it does fit enough, and each square fits 9 bobbins, or maybe 10 if you really squeezed in 10, but then it's not easy to take them out and put them back in again. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well, 4.5 squares remaining. And I still need to get quite a few skeins, and I didn't count, but I'm not sure if it will fit the whole range. If you took out maybe the variegated ones, it would fit the entire range. But yeah, I'm really pleased with it. Took some getting used to, but before this I was working with 3 separate floss boxes, and that was kind of annoying to make sure I had the right one and keep them in order. And now it's just a matter of picking a side, because I know where it starts, on which side, or where it ends in a number. And yeah, I'm really happy with how this is working out for me. So that was one thing. Then I was watching Mini All Access, I think her channel name is, not sure. I will look it up and put it in the thing. And she was talking about her friend who had an Etsy shop with some nice designs and was offering a coupon code, and I thought, well, might as well check it out, support our community. And she actually had some really nice ones that I really liked, and I picked up 2 black work patterns. So this one is called Mindbender, and I will show you what her picture on the side looks like. I thought that was really cool. So this one's Mindbender, and I picked up another one which is called Hidden Gems. And that one will, if you choose the same colors, will look like this. Thought that was really pretty. So I picked up those patterns. And thank you again, Minnie, for pointing me to this lady. I think it's a lady. And then I need to thank some people who I forgot to look up, but I did a video a while back and I was talking about the kind of designs that I like, and I mentioned that I was looking for excuse me. I mentioned that I was looking for a specific pattern by Graham Ross, an Australian designer, and some of you actually helped me out. I think I hope I don't say this wrong, but I think it was Verpi and Chris Arlington, I think. And you helped me find some links to sites that offered this pattern, and I did some more digging, and then I just kind of put it aside because I thought, well, I already have so much and might be a bit expensive to get them. But recently I thought, well, maybe just have another go and contact these shops. So there's the official website by the designer who's unfortunately passed away. I mailed them and I didn't get a response, and they have a list of official dealers for that designer on the website, and there was one in the Netherlands. I contacted them and they said they were sorry they couldn't help me get that pattern. And then I contacted a shop in Western Australia, in Perth, who said they had it in stock. So I asked if they did and how much it would be to send it out to me. That was ridiculously cheap. It was only postage, so it was like $3 postage or something, and then just a regular price for the pattern. So I immediately jumped on that and ordered that pattern, and I thought, well, it will take probably a month to get here, but it didn't, because I came home one day this week and I got it in the mail. So I have to give a big shout out to the Stitchers Corner in Perth. I think the guy I emailed with was called Rob or Bob, but they came through for me big time because they had this pattern. Yay! I love this pattern so much. And now I'm gonna have to kit it up, and I'm gonna have to think about the right fabric for it. But yeah, I'm really happy. So everyone who left comments with links on that request, thank you very much for pushing me to go ahead and really look for it. And then I was enabled by Tash, the star-crossed stitcher, I think, from Australia, New Zealand, Australia, I think. I'm sorry, Tash. She was showing some fabrics that she ordered from a shop on Etsy, and I thought I'd check it out, and I discovered that shop is in Hungary, which is in the European Union, which means that if I order there I don't get custom charges, which is interesting. And I also noticed that she had a coupon code for ordering, and you would get a shipping free, which made it even more interesting. And she had some really nice fabrics. I think Tash actually cleared out the shop a bit because in some count ranges there wasn't a lot of choice, but still a lot of things that I liked. And I decided just to pick 3 fabrics and just to see how they look. One I've actually already kitted up, and that is this one. This is a 28 count linen light peacock, and let me show you. Yeah, this is pretty close, pretty accurate. It's a bit darker, but yeah, really like this. I'm going to do my 3 of stitches on this, I think. Still not convinced, but yeah, I think I will. And then, well, I know 28 count, right? But I had the 3 of stitches in mind when I was looking for fabric. So I picked out another 28 count fabric, but a darker one, because I was thinking, sorry for all the rustling, I was thinking, you know, a tree of stitches could also be at night. So I picked out a dark blue. This is called Faded Blue. This is also a 28 casual linen. It's showing up very light because of my stupid window. But yeah, that is where my hand is. That's pretty close to accurate. It's a dark faded blue with some tan mottling in it. And I really like that, but I don't think for the trio stitches it's the right way to go. I like the light blue one too. So, this one I will use for something else, and I will talk about that in a bit. Then I got a 40 count, I think. Yeah, 40 count Newcastle linen Rocky Mountain, this is called. This is really nice. Check that out. Yeah, pretty close to accurate. Yeah, I love this one. Really nice mottling. So, thank you, Tash. And this is a place where I'm definitely going to order from again. But yeah, not so sure what I need at the moment. So, and she gave me a nice complimentary floss, which is showing up very accurately. This is called Zweigart basket. Really nice. It's a bit like the whiskey, I think, from Weeks Dye Works. But yeah, she does hand-painted cotton, and I think she does silks too, not sure. But yeah, check out her shop. Don't buy everything, because I might want to buy something too. Oh. She's really lovely. And that was really fast service too, because I ordered and it was shipped the same day. And from Hungary to the Netherlands it was about a week, which was fast. So there's a lot of crap on my table now, and oh yeah. This last thing, that's the only thing I forgot to grab, so I'm going to pause for a second. Yeah, I'm back. I was telling you that I was going to try and use this for something else, and I've been looking at my books for drawn thread and Handanger, and I've picked out something that I want to try and make, which has a lot of drawn thread in it, which will be this one. And I was looking at what I needed, and there's also a color option for it, which I kind of like, but it's a bit too romantic for me. So I'm going to do it in white, and I have that. And I'm going to do it on this, and I hope that will work out. And because it's coming close, in a week it will be April 1st, so I can start something. And also this Sunday I could start a new Handanger piece, and I think I will combine them. I think I will do New Start Handanger, because I still have quite a few things on the go, and I don't really have a frame or something that I can put on a new start unless I take something else off, and yeah, I'm too lazy to even do that. But yeah, so I'm going to try and start a drawn thread piece and see how I fare. So wish me luck on that. That's everything I could share. Yeah, so one more thing before I go. I don't think I mentioned even that it is Sunday morning. It's 10 o'clock now, which technically is 9 o'clock because we had daylight savings start today. And it's Sunday the 26th of March. But yeah, my last thing before I go is my random Dutch fact. And I was thinking about that. And when I was walking to my voting place where I could vote for the elections, it was a really nice day out, so I walked there and I walked past our bicycle street, and I thought maybe that's something I could share. So I made a video of that while I was walking, and just a heads up, it is very shaky. I will end off with that. But we have bicycle streets. They're not very common, but they do occur now and again, and especially in my town, they seem to like it. I don't know why, because I will explain. So a bicycle street is not like a bicycle lane in a street. A bicycle street is a street where regular traffic is, but also bicycles, and the bicycles have right of way. So you, they say, as a car, you're a guest in the bicycle street. So they are recognizable, at least in my town, by the fact that all the street has red pavement or asphalt or whatever you want to call it. But the street floor is red. I know it's not the right word, but anyway, it's red, and normally a lot of our bicycle lanes or bicycle paths are red. But this time the whole street is red, so you can identify that it's a bicycle street. And the speed limit is turned down, so normally our speed limit in populated places is 50 kilometers an hour. And on the bicycle street it is 30, I think. But why don't I like them? For two reasons. As a car driver, it's annoying that if you're stuck behind a slow going bicyclist, it's really difficult to take over or pass them. Not sure how to call it. And you're kind of stuck going at a snail's pace, and that can be annoying. And the other, as a cyclist, I don't like them either, because as you're cycling and there's a car behind you kind of closing in on you and sort of creeping behind you, you get a little bit, you feel like rushed, or I don't know, unsafe isn't the word, but unsettled might be a good word, because there's a car just tagging along behind you and you feel like you need to move out of the way or move on. Or so yeah, I don't like them. I'm not sure why they insist on putting those streets in, but yeah, we have them, and that's, I guess, a typical Dutch thing, because we cycle a lot, and I don't think there's a lot of other countries that have these bicycle streets. If you do have any experience with them, let me know. I'd love to hear how you feel about them, using them. But yeah, I will add that video to the end. If it's too shaky for you, please turn it off. Because I didn't realize how bad it was. I should have stood still for a minute and just taken the time, but I was just not really thinking about what I was doing. So I will leave it at that. Thank you again for watching and subscribing and leaving comments. I absolutely appreciate it. I know I'm not always fast in replying, but I do try to reply to every comment I get. If you have any questions, let me know. If you have any suggestions about what I should show or talk about in Dutch Facts section, let me know. Well, as usual, all my information on my whips and people I mentioned, the shops I mentioned, will be in the description thingy. And I will sign off. And I'm losing my voice, I'm sorry. That's the pollen. I will sign off and let you enjoy the rest of your weekend or your week whenever you're watching. And I will hopefully see you again in 2 weeks. Bye guys.